Hey guys, we're back. It is currently I am 19 weeks and 2 days. Baby is about the size of, I think it said, a mango on the what to expect app. I just posted my first videos that I filmed initially today. So yeah, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make all of these videos. This video is for week 14 through week 18. Pregnancy updates, symptoms, all the good stuff, anything we've been doing. I did want to mention though, in my last video, I had already added like a little snippet at the end of something I forgot. And so I just wanted to add to this one because I didn't want to waste time and do another add-on. We did have a bleeding scare in the first trimester, the weekend after my first appointment at 8 weeks. I did like get out of like resting in bed for a while and go to the bathroom, and there was blood when I wiped, but it quickly went away and it didn't continue, and there was no clots and it was no big concern. So I'm glad there was nothing terrible. I was definitely really freaked out when it happened, like texting my mom and freaking out, and like, cause the last time it happened, we lost the baby. So I was really happy. We're in the clear. We're almost 20 weeks, which means we're almost half baked. And when you get to 20 weeks, they stop considering it a miscarriage, really, but you can still have stillbirth. But it's just a nice thing to think about, getting to 20 weeks. Week 24, I know, is like viability week, so like if you have to give birth, your baby will survive outside the womb most likely at 24 weeks. So that's nice. But anyways, we're here to talk about 14 through 18 weeks pregnant, so let's get into that. At 14 weeks, we had a doctor's appointment again. They measured my cervix and checked the length again. My cervix continues to grow. At my anatomy scan at 21 weeks, because my doctor's off, which at what would be 20 weeks for me. We are going to, she keeps telling me that she's going to tell me the next appointment, like at my 16-week appointment, she was supposed to determine if I could be taken off of high risk for short cervix and like preterm labor, but she changed it to this next time, so wait for that, and then if all is good, we will try and transition from the OBGYN to a birthing center, because I really want to do a more natural water birth probably. Did lots of research into that, and it can help with tearing, and it just can help with the pain, and I really was against it at first, and it just sounded really like ooh, but I really want that now. I really want a water birth. The birthing center has really nice looking tubs, and it just seems like a much like more comforting environment. So that is the way that I hope to go. Obviously, things don't always go according to plan, but fingers crossed, that's what ends up happening whenever we do give birth. But 14 weeks, cervix was improved. 16 weeks, it was improved. We're about 2 centimeters away from 40, which is like what it's supposed to be, I guess, but my cervix is staying closed, so we're currently not at risk for preterm labor. And I haven't had to do any special interventions for having the initial diagnosis of a short cervix at 8 weeks. have hung my artwork now, some of my artwork from Smallwood Home. And I put away Christmas today, so that was what I tackled because I had the day off. Just been chilling with my dog, sleeping in. I'm still pretty tired most of the time, I would say. There was one night a couple weeks ago I got 11 hours of sleep on like a work day. Like I went to sleep at like 8 and I woke up at 7 and I got like 11 hours of sleep. But yes, still tired, going to bed at like 9:30 or 10:30. I have heartburn. It was a little bit more constant towards the beginning of the second trimester, but it's not as bad now. I kind of just manifested as just kind of like an uncomfortableness in my belly after dinner. And I told my doctor about it at one of my appointments, and she just said to take Tums or Pepcid. I take Pepcid occasionally, but not all the time. If I think about it, I'll take it. I feel like I've started peeing a lot more now. I still only get up like once at night to go to the bathroom. Last night I was shocked because I woke up at 7. Usually I wake up at like between 3 and 4. I wake up and I have to pee every night. But yes, have to pee a lot more at work now. Gotta make sure I drink my water. Currently, especially on the weekends, I know I struggle a lot more to drink my water when I'm at home. So I'm just not thinking about it because I'm not moving as much. So sorry, I keep yawning. And then, what else has happened? Not really dizzy. I do have headaches occasionally and my nose is stuffy. I started taking a new medication. It's like 17 weeks that my doctor prescribed, and it kind of makes my eyes really dry, and it kind of like dried up my sinus cavity a lot. Like I have runny nose too, but like sometimes during the day my nose gets really dry to the point where it kind of like hurts. And then I have noticed like the bleeding gums that people talk about when you brush your teeth like more often than would normally happen. My stomach is definitely stretching now. I feel like I'm finally like, I feel like my stomach is finally starting to get a little bit more firm to the touch as opposed to just kind of being squishy. So that's nice. I wear belly bands at work. I feel like, honestly, like if you're worried about wearing maternity clothes, I would recommend it. Like as soon as you start to have any bit of roundness, maternity clothes, because it just smooths everything out. Like if you're still a little lumpy, and it just makes everything have a better rounded appearance. And then you have the little scrunch lines on the side that kind of give you a little more fullness, and it just helps everybody know you're pregnant. Instead of just like thinking maybe you're gaining weight or getting fat, especially since I started at a heavier weight. I'm sure people just thought I was gaining weight. But yeah, I feel like I'm finally more obviously pregnant. So this. And I do have stretch marks on my belly. I had these already, but they've like kind of elongated. I use a variety of the different belly creams and stuff like that. Sorry, I have to decline a call. Yeah. Belly creams, I use the Palmer's that I've had in one of my other videos, the stretch mark one, usually once a day, probably in the morning, and then at night I use the Honest Company's like belly butter and bio oil pretty liberally. And then Tiffany Beeson on her essential oil page made a belly butter with essential oils and like shea butter and coconut oil. And I need to order shea butter, but I think I'm gonna make that soon. I have all the essential oils from Revive that are similar to what she was using because she sells Young Living. But I'm gonna make that. I finally started getting a little bit more energy. Like I've started tackling, trying to organize the baby's room a little bit. I hung up all the baby clothes we got from Christmas, and we ordered a bunch of stuff with our FSA before it expired at the end of the year. That was like healthcare related. I got my breast pump, and I got an Owlet sock monitor thing with a camera monitor system that was like a set. And then I got like the nose aspirators and stuff for the babies. And then I got like the postpartum care from Freedom Mom. I got like a breastfeeding / car seat cover that I thought was cute. And I have a belly band that's just like the one that you just slide on. And then I have a very specific back brace that is for SI pain because I got a sciatic nerve pain one. However, it does not sit where I need it to because I do not have sciatica. I have sacral iliac pain, which is like, you get pain like here, but like on one side, and I have it on this side, and it just stays in my butt and doesn't travel down my leg like with sciatica. So basically this band, you put it on like here, and it's tightened because just like putting pressure on that point really helps relieve the pain. And usually it just hurts at like the end of the day when I'm walking a lot at work. But I have the band, and it definitely helps some. It's still uncomfortable, but it makes it more bearable when it does start aching. Out of breath some. And when I was at my 16-week appointment, I talked to my doctor about a little bit about how I was feeling. I was having some anxiety. And I was having like shortness of breath in the morning, so I was just like, I would get to work and I would get so stressed out and I would kind of panic a little and like have kind of like a anxiety / depression attack where I would like freak out and kind of hyperventilate and like just like be so overwhelmed. I felt like I was dying and I just wanted to leave. And so my doctor prescribed me an antidepressant / anti-anxiety medication. And I was really wary to take it at first. I definitely looked it up before I put it in my body. The one I'm on does cross the placenta. She gave me Lexapro. And it also curbs your appetite, like that's one of the side effects. Which I'm really busy at work, so I definitely would say I don't eat a big breakfast. I really need to work on that. I think I need to start meal prepping breakfast because I've been really lazy and not cooking breakfast before work. So I need to work on that. But my weight gain is still fine. I'm only gained 3 pounds this pregnancy. We're almost halfway done. I'm supposed to gain between 11 and 20 pounds, so we have plenty of room to grow. And the 3rd trimester is where a lot of the growth really happens with the baby gaining weight. So we're still plenty good on that. For Christmas, I got a bunch of maternity clothes for my mother-in-law, and I purchased these for myself. These leggings that I'm currently wearing are the Blanky maternity leggings. And they're very supportive in the belly band. They're comfortable. These are like the largest size they have, and unfortunately they're very tight to squeeze onto my legs, so it's really hard to pull them up. And then I feel like if I pull them all the way up where the crotch is like against my crotch, it just looks awkward, so I have it kind of like the crotch is a little loose, but they overall are comfortable. But I like my Lululemon high-waisted Align leggings better. They're just expensive to buy a bunch of. And what else did we get? We got a ton of baby clothes from my mother-in-law, and a custom onesie from my dad for the baby. It says like, I love my Pop Pop, because my parents want to be called Gigi and Pop Pop. They decided that like immediately upon knowing we were pregnant. Like the next time I saw my mother, she was like, we've already talked about it, we've discussed. These are our names. Which is so funny. But Danny's mom told me there was something she wanted to be called too, but like it wasn't anything outlandish or crazy. I can't remember for the life of me what it was. And I got a Keurig mini for Christmas too, in like that mint green blue color. I have a microwave that's the same color. I really love that color, like that Tiffany blue kind of mint color. But yeah. Most recently, because so far in our pregnancy, I had a Doppler and we tried it intermittently from 12 weeks, and I just kind of given up the last 3 or 4 weeks because I could never find the baby, so I just gave up. I tried it probably like 4 or 5 times, and so I know my app said at 18 weeks to 20 weeks you could maybe hear the baby with a stethoscope, so I ordered one off Amazon. I tried a couple times, I couldn't find it. I decided on Saturday to try again with the Doppler, and I finally found the baby's heart rate with the Doppler, and I called Danny into the room and he got to hear it, and it was like obviously the baby's heartbeat, and it was just so cool. And then his 30th birthday is this weekend, and I scheduled a private ultrasound, and we're gonna go see our baby in HD, which is like the 5G or whatever, but it's just like ultra clear, and we get to see her little face. And I think that'll really help us on narrowing down our name choices. And I know you don't have to have a name picked out before the baby gets here, but that's just what I want to do so that it can help me with my baby room decor. And I had like a big talk about this on my Instagram stories, but like I just feel like the name can definitely influence like the color choices and like the theme of the room. And so I really want to pick her name out before she's here. I have a general ideal, like a couple ideals for the nursery, which I'll share later once I have more of a cohesive ideal of what we're doing. But there's definitely going to be a wood accent wall and probably some wallpaper. Danny's mom bought our crib already, so it's at her house. We just need to get it from her. And my parents are going to buy the glider, but I'm going to wait on that one because I want to be able to sit in the chair physically so I know that it's comfortable for me. And then depending on the room decor, maybe I'll get a colored glider instead of like a gray one. So we could get like a navy or a blush glider, and it really just depends. So I'm going to wait on that. And then we have my dresser from my room because we bought new nightstands finally. So my old nightstand from my old bed set is going to be painted, and it's going to be our changing table for the baby's room. I think we're going to forego a dresser at this point. And then my mom's teacher friend was selling a like Pottery Barn little kids bookcase that'll go under the window that she purchased. And so we have that. I cleared the area where my Christmas tree was, and that's going to be like my little mom desk, like command center area. And the living room in the corner. Once I buy a desk, I need to buy a little tiny corner desk. And then I might decorate the wall differently, like kind of cordon it off and like have it like obviously a different space. And then have like, you know, like the calendar and like all the planning stuff there. And I started organizing. I organized my laundry room. I'm starting to slowly go through and declutter stuff. I need to go through my closet like crazy and donate a bunch of stuff to Goodwill. And then my husband has a lot of good quality clothes, so I'm gonna have him go through his clothes, and we'll probably take those to like Plato's Closet or something and try and sell them, because he has like nice polos and stuff that are fine that he just never wears. But yeah, the baby's room is really our only big project. I do have a couple other things around the house that I would like to finish, but we'll see what we can get done the next time my dad comes to visit. I just want to try and get the house as tidy as possible before the baby comes, and I'm so tired. It makes it so easy to be lazy, and I don't like pushing all the housework onto my husband, but he has been nice. He does do the dishes occasionally. There's still always a pile in the sink, but he will do the dishes for me. I just have to put them up. So that is really nice of him. And yeah, pretty uneventful. Obviously the second trimester is supposed to be easy breezy, so yeah, this has been a really long video. I'm sorry. I should have wrote the stuff down, but I forgot. But yes. Oh, that's another thing is what about my medication? It does cross the placenta, and so babies can have withdrawal when you give birth, so I want to be taken off of it. Like, I want to get slowly weaned off of it before birth, because it can cause the baby to have like pulmonary issues when they're first born, and they might need to be like near a specialist, so basically like in a NICU. So I want to be off of it before birth so that I can have my natural birth, preferably not at a hospital. Although the birthing center that I'm interested in is near a hospital district, so we are very close if we do need anything, but I really don't want that to be an issue. And luckily I asked at the pharmacy, but online it's kind of varied. But the pharmacist said grapefruit does not interact with my medication, which I know some medications it's like no, which is good though, because I love grapefruit, so I eat them like 2 at a time. I love grapefruit. I don't get them that often, but when I do get them, I like go through them like hotcakes. But yeah, our next update will be weeks 19 through, I guess we'll go weeks 19 to 20, because we'll have the anatomy scan, and then from there it'll be more every 4 weeks. So I'll see you again in 2 weeks. I hope you enjoyed all my previous videos I've posted. I also post little snippets and like belly montages on my TikTok and Instagram, and it's all Miranda's Losing It. I think for Instagram and TikTok it's mirandas.losing.it. If you want to follow me there. I don't post a lot on TikTok, but that's where I posted just to make my like gender reveal video, because I wanted to use popular music on it, and TikTok allows you to do that. And I have my first trimester belly bump progression from, I think I started at week 4, but technically I have photos because I've been doing coaching with somebody. So I have weeks 1 and 2 of pregnancy and 3 pictures also, but you're not really pregnant during those, but I do have pictures of myself for weeks 1 and 2 of pregnancy. And I entered my weights today into my app to see my pregnancy progression, and yeah, like I said, I've only gained 3 pounds so far, so I'm really proud of that, because I was really sure that I was gonna like blow up and gain like 40 or 50 pounds being pregnant, because I just love to eat. But luckily I haven't had any issues. I normally am a tracker. I track everything I eat, but I was so burnt out on it. I haven't really tracked. I track occasionally, and I was going to the gym more in the beginning. I have a workout plan from a coach that does pregnancy fitness, and she's like specially certified in it. And I'm trying to get more in the habit of that now that I have my energy back within reason. I have like 4 workouts a week. Like last week I got 1 in. This week hopefully we'll get 2 or 3 in. but we're just doing the best we can. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. Thanks for following on our journey.